So for 2-point perspective, you guys already have your notes here. I would just flip it to the back side. Okay, if you want to label it 1-point perspective on the front side, you can, and then switch it to the back and label it 2-point perspective. Okay, I'm going to shorthand that a little bit. Okay, and then I have my assignment sheet here right next door. So class, how do we always start a perspective drawing? We always draw the what first? Draw the horizon line. Okay, so that's still the same. So we're going to draw the horizon line. And I'm going to underline that term, because again, it's a vocab term. And then class, after we draw the horizon line, what's the second step that we always do in perspective? We draw the what? Vanishing points. Very good. And in 2-point perspective, we have 2 vanishing points now instead. So draw the vanishing points. And again, underline that. So let's do those 2 steps on our packet or on our sketchbook. So I'm going to take my ruler now. I'm drawing my horizon line. That's that horizontal line that's at eye level, kind of right in the center of my paper there. And then because it's 2-point perspective with 2 vanishing points, I'm going to put my vanishing points out on the edges of my paper. Okay. Again, taking a minute to label those. I'm going to draw a little arrow labeled VP for vanishing point. And then I'm going to draw another arrow and label that horizon line so that I have that labeled. Okay. On to step 3. Okay, step 3 is actually really the only step that is different in 2-point perspective. And what we're going to draw is we're going to draw the corner of the box, or what we would call a vertical line. Okay, so we're going to draw the vertical line. And I am going to underline vertical line because it is a vocab term on our proficiency scale. It's not necessarily one that we took in our notes. But a vertical line, again, is a line that goes straight up and down, just like this example, versus a horizontal line we know now goes side to side. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw the vertical line. So on my horizon line here, I'm going to take my ruler just somewhere in the middle here, and I'm going to draw a vertical line. And then class, I am going to do it hopefully correctly today. I'm going to take a moment here and put in my north, south, east, west, okay, northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest quadrants. Okay, on to step 4. I said it was the same as 1-point perspective, so what's step 4 in 1-point perspective? Draw the what? Draw the receding lines. Very good. Okay, and then we underline that because that is a vocab term. Okay, so our receding lines from this example and from 2-point perspective, what we're going to do here is we're going to take from the top of the line and from the bottom of the line, and we're going to connect both points back to each vanishing point. So it's going to look kind of like a squished diamond or a squished kite. Okay, so in order to do that, it doesn't actually matter where you start with this process, but I'm going to start with my top and go to the left, bottom, and then go to the left, then right top, go to the right, bottom, and then go to the right. So let's do that. I'm connecting my vertical line back to the vanishing point on the top, on the bottom, and doing it on the right-hand side as well. Again, the order doesn't matter, so long as you have all of them. And okay, I have this awkward looking squished capital I, right? Now we're on to step 5. So step 5, the last step in 1-point perspective, what did we have to do? We drew the what, class? Parallel lines. We drew the parallel lines. Okay, and that again would be a vocab term, so I'm going to underline that term. Okay. So our parallel lines in this example are actually pretty simple in how we're going to draw them. So we're going to take this line that is the corner line, and that's the line that we're going to line up our parallel line to. And in order to cut off the box on the right-hand side, I'm going to drag my ruler out however far I want to go and connect my two receding lines together. So now I've created that right-hand panel of my box. To create the left-hand panel, it's the same process. Line up to the corner line or the vertical line, drag it out, and draw my parallel line. Now I've created a box. Okay? And we know that when a two-point perspective box or image or form sits on the horizon line, we are only ever going to see the two sides. Okay? So if it's on the horizon line at all, we're only ever going to see two sides. Well, now class, the fun part becomes if I move this box up to like the north quadrant, how many sides of the box am I going to see now, class? 3. Okay, we're going to see the two sides and the what, class? The bottom. Very good. Okay, so let's just go back to our list here. Step 3 is to draw the vertical line. So let's start there. I'm going to go up here in the north quadrant. I'm going to move it a little off center. I'm going to draw a shorter line. That's my vertical line. Step 4 is to draw the receding lines, and we just learned that we take it from the top both directions and the bottom both directions. So I'm going to do that. So going from the top to the left, going from the bottom to the left, going from the top to the right. And, oh, actually I'm going to make these a little bit longer. And going from the bottom to the right. Okay, now we're on to step 5. Okay, and we know with step 5 we're drawing parallel lines. So in order to do that and cut off the sides of the box, I'm going to take and line up my ruler to the corner line, drag it out however far I want to go, draw another vertical line or parallel line, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the left to finish out the left panel. Well, great, we got our two sides, but we got to figure out how to make the bottom, right? So in order to make the bottom, we're actually going to go back to step 4 and we're going to repeat step 4, which is to draw 2 more receding lines. Okay, so I'm going to number my corners here just so you guys can see them. I've got 1, 2, and 3. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be taking corner 1 and we're going to be drawing a receding line back to the right vanishing point. If you want to think about it this way, you're taking the opposite side of the box, which is the left, and you're taking it to the opposite vanishing point, which would be the right. Left and rights are opposite. Okay, so I'm going to line up corner 1 or the left side of the box, bring it down to the right. I'm going to take the right side of the box and bring it down to the left, and where they crisscross, that's how you find the bottom of the box. Okay, and then I can erase all of my receding lines. So what's happening here, class, is there is just a crisscross of receding lines to show that bottom part of the box. So class, if we move this box down to the south, then the only difference is instead of seeing the bottom of the box, we're going to see the what part of the box? The top. Very good. But class, if I move my box over here, okay, somewhere into the northeast, how many sides of the box am I still going to be able to see? 3. Okay, it's just going to be skewed a little bit, and it's probably going to look a little squished on one side. Okay, but otherwise, in 2-point perspective, you'll discover if it's on the horizon line, you're only ever going to see 2 sides. If it's anywhere else, you're always going to see 3 sides, okay, which is a little bit different than 1-point perspective, where it's 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, and 3, depending on what kind of shape you have. Okay, so a little bit different. All right, you now have enough information to go through and work on your assignment, but class, I kind of threw in a fun one there. Okay, that's at an angle. So class, the only difference here between a vertical line and an angled line is when you go to do your parallels, are they going to be straight up and down or are they going to be angled? They're going to be angled. That's the only difference with this one. Okay, so when you do those parallel lines, they're cut off at an angle, all right? So I'm gonna let you guys get started on your assignments. Again, they are due Friday.